second part of the United States police investigation, I ended up being arrested. Jack Hayes, a seasoned FBI agent, knew this would be the riskiest mission of his career. The objective was clear: infiltrate and expose a corruption scheme within a police department that extorted civilians during roadside stops. But there was one major obstacle. The operation was impenetrable. The illegal activities were so well hidden that no one on the outside could gather concrete evidence. That's when Jack made a bold decision. He would let himself be arrested on purpose. Jack set the stage. Disguised as an ordinary driver, he drove along a highway notorious for corruption reports. His car trunk was packed with counterfeit money and incriminating documents, carefully planted to attract attention. That night, 2 officers pulled him over. They seemed cautious, yet smug. One of them, Sergeant Dawson, approached him. "License and registration now." Jack, pretending to be nervous, tried to argue, but the officers quickly searched the car and discovered the fake cash in the trunk. Dawson smirked. "Looks like you've got a big problem here, pal." Without hesitation, they handcuffed Jack and took him to the station. From his cell, Jack observed everything. He knew he had to gain the trust of the corrupt officers to reach the top players in the scheme. Over the first few days, he was interrogated by Dawson and Lieutenant Briggs, who led the unit. "Look, Hayes," Briggs said, unaware he was speaking to an undercover FBI agent. "We can make this go away for, let's say, 20% of what you were carrying." Jack pretended to hesitate before agreeing. This was the opening he needed. He handed over part of the counterfeit money, and in return, he was released. But not before Briggs suggested they could do business again in the future. After his release, Jack remained undercover. He stayed in contact with Briggs and Dawson, posing as a criminal operator. Gradually, he pieced together the details of the operation. The officers planted evidence, extorted drivers, and even shared profits with local smugglers. The breakthrough came when Briggs invited Jack to a meeting in an abandoned warehouse, where high-ranking officers discussed how they laundered the money. Jack, equipped with a hidden microphone, recorded every word. "We've been doing this for years, and no one's touched us." Briggs bragged as he explained how they funneled the money through shell companies. On the night of the meeting, Jack signaled his team. FBI agents surrounded the warehouse, arresting Briggs, Dawson, and 5 other high-ranking officers. As Briggs was being led away, he looked at Jack in disbelief. "You played us the whole time." Jack simply replied, "No one is above the law." With the scheme dismantled and countless civilians finally freed from injustice, Jack returned to his work at the FBI. He knew his strategy had been risky, but necessary. Looking out at the city through his office window, he reflected, "Sometimes you have to go to prison to set the truth free."